we have had some burning questions of why in our heads for quite some time. Just why? So we thought we would ask ChatGPT the questions and see if we agree with the answers.
Why?
The first question is one that has been on your mind for some time, Paul.
What's that?
It's why do people wear black on hot days?
Why do they do that?
Well, ChatGPT says at first it seems counterintuitive. Black absorbs more sunlight than lighter colours, so you'd expect it to make you hotter. But there are a few reasons why some people still wear black even on hot days. Number 1, heat absorption versus heat release. Black clothing absorbs heat from the sun, but it also radiates heat away faster than lighter colours. If the clothing is loose and airy, the absorbed heat can dissipate instead of being trapped next to the skin. Number 2, airflow and looseness matter. In many hot climates, like deserts, people wear loose black robes. The fabric heats up, but the loose fit allows rising hot air to create convection currents inside the clothing, which can actually help cool the body. Number 3, cultural and practical reasons. In some cultures, black clothing is traditional or symbolic, regardless of heat. Black also hides sweat stains better than light colours, which some people find more comfortable socially. Number 4, material over colour. The type of fabric often matters more than the colour. Lightweight, breathable black cotton or linen can be cooler than a snug white polyester shirt. So while black does absorb more sunlight, under the right conditions, a loose fit, breathable material and airflow, it can actually help someone comfortable in hot weather. Help make someone comfortable in hot weather. And then it also asks, do you want me to break down the science experiment Bedouins inspired and showed why loose black robes could feel cooler than white in the desert? No thanks. I think you've answered it, but I think it still seems counterintuitive, especially
for me anyway.
For you, right, Paul?
I would never wear black in the summer.
Why?
Right, next is, why do people wear socks with sandals?
Oh my God.
People wear socks with sandals for a mix of practical, cultural and style-related reasons, says ChatGPT.
Should I give what I think?
All right, well, let's see if it matches.
I think that their feet get cold. Which is why they kind of want to wear socks, but then they kind of want the airiness, but I think that that's just a guess.
Well, number 1 is comfort. Sandals can sometimes rub against the skin, causing blisters. Socks provide a soft barrier. They can also help keep feet warm, there you are, when it's a bit too cool for bare sandals, so you're right. Hygiene. Socks absorb sweat, reducing odour and keeping sandals from getting smelly. In some cultures, it's considered cleaner or more polite to keep feet covered, even with sandals. Style or fashion statement. What used to be mocked as uncool or the dad look has been reclaimed by fashion designers and influencers. High-end brands and streetwear culture have turned socks with sandals into a bold style choice. Not for me, anyway.
It's very bold.
I don't wear sandals anyway. Matching or contrasting socks can add colour, pattern or personality to an outfit. And then there's cultural norms. In countries like Japan and parts of Eastern Europe, socks with sandals are pretty normal and practical. For example, Japanese tabai socks, split-toe socks, have been worn with sandals zori-geti for centuries. So it's not just about looking quirky, it's often about comfort, culture, or even fashion. What are you looking for, Paul?
I am looking for subscribers. I think I see a few down there.
Why?
All right, number 3. This is one which I've mentioned on the show many times that haven't given an answer because I said, I'll answer it at some time in the future. Well, we've got ChatGPT to answer it. Why is Johnson's baby powder now made with cornstarch, not talc, in the UK anyway? So this is what ChatGPT says. GPT?
Yeah, P.
PT?
Yeah.
Physical training. No, Johnson's baby powder used to be talc-based, but now it's cornstarch-based in many places. The change comes down to health concerns, lawsuits, and safety perception. Number 1, talc safety concerns. Traditional baby powder was made from talc, a mineral that can sometimes be found near asbestos deposits in nature. Even though cosmetic talc is supposed to be asbestos-free, lawsuits claimed that long-term talc use might be linked to ovarian cancer
What?
and respiratory risks.
That's not good.
Scientific evidence has been mixed, but the legal and public health pressures became huge. Johnson & Johnson faced tens of thousands of lawsuits alleging harm from talc-based powders. To protect its brand reputation and reduce legal exposure, the company shifted to a safer-seeming alternative. Cornstarch as a safer alternative. Cornstarch is plant-based, widely available, and considered safe for skin use. It absorbs moisture and reduces friction, just like talc, but without the baggage of asbestos contamination concerns.
Wow.
Global shift. J&J announced in 2020 it would discontinue talc-based powders in North America. In 2022, the company said it would phase out talc-based baby powder globally and move entirely to cornstarch. So in short, Johnson's baby powder is now made with cornstarch because it's seen as a safer, lawsuit-free alternative to talc while still serving the same purpose. Now, I have to say that despite the risks, and this isn't just related to Johnson & Johnson, this is any company that makes talc or powders, I don't like the cornstarch.
No.
It's too thin. It's like dust.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess I'm just used to talc, and this is a Northern Ireland thing, I think, especially for men, and I know at least one person backs me up with this. It's used to stop your big legs rubbing together. What?
I was gonna say something. Isn't it a better consistency talc? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like it provides better coverage, or like lubricates the area, or
Well, I think-
provides more protection in that sense.
Well, I think there's probably no doubt that it's better for all the uses of powder, except for the risk that's involved. Now, I have to say, I can remember my mother saying 45 years ago, I've been using talc since I was able to use it. So like, I used it back when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10. And my mother used to say, oh, it'll cause cancer.
Or maybe.
But then she also said that burnt toast would cause cancer, and
Hope not.
and too much bacon would. Well, I suppose too much of any one thing is a risk, I suppose.
Bad.
Right? And I do eat a lot of bacon.
You sure do.
And I actually do quite like, not burnt toast, but very well...
Scorched?
Well done toast, yeah. Sometimes actually burnt toast can be really nice. You don't agree, do you, Paul? But I have to say, I've still been able to buy talcum powder in other parts of Europe, at least. In Malta, when we were there, they still had Johnson's baby powder, talcum powder, and I went mad, and I got like a supply that's going to last.
Like a dozen?
Yeah, it'll last like a year or two. We also got some when we were in Spain, and somewhere else.
Scandinavia?
Yes, in Norway, I was able to get it there, and also in Basel in Switzerland, I was able to get some there from different brands. So I've got quite a lot of talc.
Is it because it wasn't made in the EU or something?
No, I don't think it's an EU
Was it
rule.
EU thing?
No, it's not. It's not a rule. It's just
It's like a supply thing.
Yeah, I think actually in the UK it is actually banned. It's not just that one particular company's not making it. When we were in Australia, we also the first day I thought, oh, let's see if we can get talc. We went into like a local pharmacy and asked the guy, and he said, no, not for a few years now. It's banned. So some countries do ban it, but
That's good to know.
some companies just ban it instead, and use cornstarch instead.
Why?
All right, this is the last one now. This is one that really annoys me. It happens in the workplace a lot because this is in any workplace you'll find this, and it is irritating. Why do people clatter mugs? Oh, you hate it as well, right? Well, ChatGPT says people clatter mugs, set them down loudly, tap them, or knock them together for a mix of social, emotional, and practical reasons.
Emotional.
Number one is an expression of emotion, frustration or impatience. Someone might plunk their mug down hard to show irritation, like waiting for a refill. Celebration or emphasis. A loud clink can mark a toast, a joke, or agreement in conversation. That's fine, that's different, but it's when you're like walking along, where they're just clunking together, you're walking, like maybe you've collected up some mugs from the desks, and then you're taking them to the sink to wash them.
Is it even intentional, do you think? Or do they do it without even knowing?
I think they do it without even knowing, but they don't realise how annoying that sound is. And it's the same with flip-flops, which, funny enough, we were going to ask a question about flip-flops, but it gave the
similar
exact same answer as
the sandals.
Yeah. Anyway, social rituals. Back to the mugs. In many cultures, people deliberately clink mugs, cups, or glasses together as a bonding gesture, similar to toasting with wine glasses. The sound adds to the sense of camaraderie and shared experience. Attention getting. The noise of clattering a mug can signal to others, for example, in a cafe, at home, or in a pub, that someone's finished, wants a refill, or wants to be noticed. And then finally, which is the one which I think is the one that is the truth more than anything else, is unintentional or habitual. Some people just don't notice they're setting mugs down noisily. It can also be a nervous habit, fiddling with the mug, tapping it on the table, etc. So clattering mugs isn't usually about the mug itself, it's about communication, intentional or not. So what do you think the answers to those questions should be? Let us know in the comments, and if you've got questions of your own, ask them, and we'll put together another episode at some point in the future. Well, we hope that it is intentional that you are watching today, or if it's not been intentional, that it will be in future, that you really like seeing these episodes.
So for those of you that want to support the channel, we offer channel memberships, and they start at £1.99 a month, and you will receive episodes a week in advance. So if we do 3 in a week, then you will receive 3 of those episodes the week before.
Yeah, you'll get them in a big drop on the Monday of the week before they go out. So you're going to get like a full week in advance. And we also offer Super Thanks, which is a way which you can make a one-off contribution,
like
just
donation?
to help the channel. Yes, a donation to help us along the way. Well, we're enjoying this sunshine here today. Neither of us are, well, I'm actually wearing a black t-shirt. We better not show that to Paul. It's quite warm. We've come to a little park where we did an episode. Well, it's actually not a park.
A couple of years ago.
It's more like I'd call it a trim trail.
No, it's like a walkway.
Yeah, like a walkway. It's a public pathway.
Overgrown.
Which is quite overgrown. There's lots of nettles, and Paul's wearing shorts, which has not helped. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye.